Alright, boom. Today we're going to be going over some of the coldest quotes in history. Today's video is sponsored by absolutely nobody. Alright, cool. So if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Let's get straight into this. Laconic is basically to say something with the least amount of words possible. So basically you're trying to say stuff with the least amount of words. Unlike this explanation, let me just give you an example. Just before the Battle of Thermopylae between the Spartans and the Persians, one of the Spartan soldiers goes up to Deanicus, a Spartan soldier, and he's all stressed, and he says, "The Persians have so many archers, the arrows will block out the sun." And Deanicus responded with, "Good, then we will fight them in the shade." Oof! Good, then we will fight in the shade. The Spartans are too cold with it, bro. Another story goes, Philip II of Macedon once called upon the Spartans to surrender. He sent them a letter saying, "If I bring my army into your land, I will destroy your farms, slay your people, and raise your city." The Spartans, in typical laconic style, sent a reply containing just one word: if. Khalid ibn al-Walid is known as one of the greatest generals of all time, and personally, he's like one of my favorite people in history ever. So when you start liking him, I want you to credit me when you start sharing his stories about his life is also littered with some gangster quotes. Even on his deathbed, while on his deathbed, Khalid ibn Walid was quoted as saying, "May the eyes of cowards never rest." Oh, that's such a cold line, bro. We need to get that on a shirt. Honestly, I could do a whole video on Khalid ibn Walid's quotes, but we'd be here for like at least 4 hours, bro. So if you want to see that, let me know. For now, I'm just going to give you a couple examples. Before taking on the Persians, Khalid ibn Walid wrote to Hormuz, the Persian governor, saying, "Submit to Islam and be safe, or agree to the payment of the jizya, and you and your people will be under our protection. Else you will have only yourself to blame for the consequences, for I bring men who desire death as ardently as yours desire life." Now imagine hearing that as a Roman soldier, bro. So who are these men? Call themselves Muslims, bro. They're from the middle of the desert. And they want to move with us? Yeah, bro, from the middle of nowhere. They're not.
We know it's hardship and hunger that has brought you out of your land.
He's calling up,
so
bro.
we will give each of your men 10 dinar, food, clothing, if you just return. Next year we'll give you a similar amount. You know what I'm saying? Give him a way out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Actually,
what has brought us out of our lands is we are a people who drink blood. And it has reached us that there is no blood sweeter than the Roman.
Bro, he's not on it, man. He's just saying
He's talking about drinking blood.
Yeah, that is a bit mad still.
Submit to Islam or agree to the payment of the jizya, and you lot will be safe. Or else you will have yourselves to blame for the consequences. For I bring men who desire death as ardently as yours desire life. Just surrender.
Bro, what you talk about surrender, bro? We're like the biggest empire of all time.
Bro, are you listening to what
Bro, he's not on it, man. I'm telling you. It's all talk, bro. Calm down.
Carry on. I'm my fault.
What? Hey, bro, calm down, man.
Bro,
calm down, yo.
I'm my fault. I'll be on your side. I'll be on your side.
You're probably wondering, what? Were these guys suicidal? No. Khalid ibn Walid was a Muslim and he led a Muslim army. And Islam, if you die on the battlefield fighting for the sake of God, Allah, you go straight to heaven. It's like a free pass to heaven. So basically, these guys wanted to die. How do you even fight against that? How do you be an army that wants to die? Umar ibn Khattab is a legendary figure in history. I swear to God, I want to make a dedicated video just for him because you can't cover all his quotes and exploits in this short amount of time. You need a whole video. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. But for now, I'll give you a brief summary. Umar was known for his strength, his intelligence, his large build, and his bravery. In his early years, Umar was a staunch enemy of Islam until he later became a Muslim and then went on to become the leader of the Muslims, helping them conquer the Persian and the Roman empires, who were like the USA and China of today, bro. The Prophet, may peace be upon him, specifically prayed for Umar to convert to Islam. Eventually he did, and his conversion emboldened the Muslims. Because of him, they felt strong, and after years of practicing the religion in secrecy, they finally got to pray in the open. Sahib al-Rumi, a companion of the Prophet, once said, when Umar accepted Islam, that's when the Muslims became powerful. They could go out in groups, they could tell people they were Muslims, and no one dared lift a finger upon them. An event that captures Umar's bravery so perfectly is when he migrated to Medina. Before him, Muslims would migrate to Medina in the night, in silence, trying to avoid backlash from the Quraysh. But that's not how Umar ibn Khattab did things. He went out in public and stood in front of everyone and challenged them all to stop him. No way, is that what the is? You're back?
I literally just got back yesterday, bro.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, and I was out of town for a bit, you know, trading. Man's gotta make his money, you know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Did I miss anything while I was away?
Well, kind of, yeah.
That's the man. Yo, man.
Wait, bro, he's Muslim now. We don't mess with him no more. He's been knocking on all the leaders' doors and telling them he's Muslim to see if they want to smoke. And it's a bit embarrassing, but no one wants it, to be honest with you, bro. I can't blame him. He's massive.
I'm migrating to Medina. Any man who wants to make his mother cry, his wife a widow, and his children orphans, meet me behind that cliff.
No one did. Tariq ibn Ziyad was thought to be a freed slave who went on to be one of the most successful military leaders of his time. He's most famous for leading the early Islamic conquest of the Iberian Peninsula, modern-day Portugal and Spain. He did this in the 8th century, in 711 AD. And did you know the modern-day city of Gibraltar was named after Tariq ibn Ziyad? It was initially called Jabal Tariq before the British conquered and totally butchered the name. He was a tactical genius and a brave military man. One of the most famous anecdotes involving him goes like this.
This story starts when Ibn Ziyad and his forces docked on the southern coast of Spain with only one thing on their mind: conquest.
On the beach, sun's out, about to do some conquering. Life just doesn't get better than this.
They were soon to find out that they were greatly outnumbered, but his forces were a lot larger than expected.
So why do the Spanish have 100,000 men, literally?
There's like 10,000 of us.
That's what I'm saying!
We should probably go back and get reinforcements.
Probably. But Tariq ibn Ziyad had different plans.
What's that smell?
He burnt the boats.
Oh my god, he's burnt the boats!
He burned the boats! Yeah. He burned his own boats. You might be thinking he's a madman. And in a way, you're right. But he used this as a means to motivate his troops. He rounded up his army and he delivered the famous address where he said, "The sea is behind you like an enemy, and the enemy is in front of you like the sea. Either you will be victorious or martyred. There is no third choice. All means of escape have been destroyed." The Muslims went on to defeat the Spanish and conquer the Iberian Peninsula, which they ruled over for over 750